What's the word? Harley like the bike and Bane. Let's bring the pain. I'm just playing. He's so lovable. So we officially moved. We're still kind of moving some of the stuff. We didn't move everything. I shouldn't even say like official, but by official, like that was my first night staying here because we just brought the animals here last night. So I've been working nights, and then I'll get off at 6, 7 in the morning, whatever. And I was going to the other place to just kind of kick it with them, just so they also knew like they were safe, they weren't going to be left behind. Because, I could tell that there was a little like just stress going on. And I swear, this is more than ever on social media. I would see like posting stuff about animals being left behind. Like I follow a lot of cat and dog stuff going on. Try to post, try to send money where I can. It really hurts that I can't like send more money and things. That's why a big part of like what I'm trying to do is that I can personally afford to donate through the work that I do, but also bring awareness, and hopefully I could help generate other money. Because my whole thing is I'm going to bring them out there. I'm going to try setting a plan. For example, let's say that we have a big facility that takes care of cats, dogs, however so. And we're like, man, we can put a nice amount of money for them, but like, what do we do with it? We just gonna give them, what was like $50,000 or something, 10,000, 100,000, 300, whatever. It's like, well, what do we do exactly? What I think is give them something so they can keep making money. Whether maybe you can get some type of animal coach house, I should say coach house on the facility. Maybe that could, you can't be, obviously the rules, regulations, like people in the coach house can't be connected to the animals and stuff, but maybe that's an Airbnb thing. So people that are staying, they do that, and they can run it by having a manager and stuff. And then the whole point of kind of doing this is to help them generate money, because once you already have it, it's really, they just have to keep posting it, they have to keep up with it. But like my fiance and I, we have a cleaning company, poop scoop company, so we could offer certain services for free at a discount, especially if they have, especially if it comes up as like charity work, and it's like, shoot, we can probably employ on our end, pay a couple people to help out and maintain the place. So then imagine that, like now they got a little like coach house for people to kind of stay in when they're in town. They're charging for it. Doggy! Hey, he's friendly. But yeah, you making a friend? That threw me off. But it's about giving them something, because then too, like, okay, they got to keep up with it. But if we, for example, just get the cleaning company, every time we did a cleaning, it's marked off as like some type of like charity work, we can charge them little to nothing or nothing to keep up with it. And I feel like that's just a better way. I would kind of rather give back. Or hey, what if we can only give $1,000? Shoot, can we get an ice cream cart, maybe, or a hot dog cart? Maybe around the summer times. Maybe somebody can go to local parks, have flyers. These are the animals that are up for adoption, plus we sell hot dogs. So I would also love to find a way to, keep giving them kind of like money, and they could do something with it. So I was completely like off track, but that's just like a big plan of what like I would like to do. Like I want to help these people survive, and if so many people are surviving off donations, man, it's just a shitty situation just for anything, relying on the government or just people in hopes it does, which, some cases like that's fine, but not everybody has a bunch of attention. There's so many people out there posting, please help ASAP, cat's about to be put down, and then day after day, those animals are being put down. They're dealing with the animals slowly dying, and they're trying to get help, and it has to be very heart hurting. Like I just couldn't really imagine, and I just really want to help. Like I really want to help, but I also want to hopefully find solutions. Like there's this guy, he tries helping a lot of animals in Hawaii, and I just feel like there's always something kind of going on with him in a sense of like bad news. And it's like, I just, he has a lot going on, and like I get that. And as somebody that is in like recovery and just has a lot of, I had a daughter at 17. A lot of times things I'm paying for, not even for me, it's for other people so they can have, be afloat. Like, we just moved, and the biggest thing was to make sure we could take all of our animals. Like, yes, I love them, but like the biggest thing is I just can't turn my back on them. Like, there's just no way in hell I would leave the animals at the place or anywhere. Like, shoot, like I am going to not pay rent and be on an eviction notice before I give up my animal. Like, and I'm not saying that's what you should do. Like, especially when you have kids, like that's such a bad situation. It's so sad. It's just hard to live with it, man. My fiance and I, we tried rescuing a cat that didn't make it, and I literally still sometimes get emotional about it because I wanted to save that guy so much. Like, I still got his collar, and when you think about it, there's probably a whole family that turned their back on him while there was a family around the corner that would have given him anything they could have. So it's a little sad. But just in general, like I just want to make real impact because it's, definitely like imagine I had $10,000 to give, whether I gave it all to one or 2 places or 10 places or 20 places. Like, it sucks when you give it and then automatically like the food and stuff's bought and it needs to be done again. And obviously it's just how life and stuff is. But it's like, man, like we have to figure out a way a little more. Like, I don't know if like maybe for bigger companies that are gonna last, the ones just starting out, like is there a way to somehow make them like some type of like investment accounts, IRAs or something? But I think one of the plus sides, so we moved. I'm actually very grateful that we were able to bring Bane. They were really cool about it though. Like, I don't think initially, I don't think they were really kind of going for a dog. But we were honest about the cats. As talked about Bane. We didn't know the situation completely. The son's just kind of like moving puts people in a lot of hard situations, and on top of the stress and everything we deal with, I'm just glad we didn't have to give up our dog. It's sad. Like, I can't imagine. He's like almost 11 years old. Like, the only family he knew who just turns their back on him. Like, and I get it. And I know people are gonna watch this, you're gonna be upset and things, and I understand people get put in situations. It's just, I guess if I was gonna be in that situation, I'd want to know like I just did everything possible. Like, I really just wouldn't want like regrets, like, oh, like we could have kept him, or we moved but this place sucks, like I'm not happy with the place now. Like, I feel like it's gonna be way more bitter. Like, as much as there's some stuff going on with the place, but it's not like bad, but I was kind of like, no, I thought they would like keep up with certain things, did certain things first. But like if I gave up an animal for the place, like I'd be like bringing them out on everything. Like, I expect all of this stuff in good shape because, for one, because now I'm gonna be salty. Like, I literally gave up a life for material, so I want that material to be top notch. That oh my gosh, woo. We're like stepping in puddles. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel bad. Well, he probably don't care, he's probably fine, but I'm like, pause me so wet. All right, come on, boy. Ground myself real quick. And yeah, so also being at this place, I'm gonna be walking my dog just way more because it's an apartment and it's about having courtesy for everybody, really. And it's like, I could just always go in the back, I just pick up after him. So as simple as that. I'm gonna stay out there. I'm not gonna like leave him unattended. But rather than also just doing that, I'm just gonna work on just walking him a little more. He's older. Maybe it's also better, instead of doing like longer walks, to do shorter walks, but try to do them a little more. Some of them can be, we're going a mile, maybe a mile and a half, maybe more. And then some might be like, hey, it's gonna be a couple blocks, we're just gonna go around, make 3 lefts, what is it, left, until we're home. But try to make the best out of it. You know, you're at a new place. I mean, really, we're not far from where we used to live, but crazy shit. I gotta get on top of my conceal and carry ASAP. Even if I can't always be around, so I got my Floyd. But I'm literally at the park right now, and lady's gonna be a squirrel. I'll give her a little space. And my son was with his friends, and they were actually crossing. Was it like Irving over there coming to the park, and there's a car like trying to turn, so they stopped and waved them, and this car like stops on them and was like, oh, we'll spin the block, this and that, and they pull a gun out the window. And you know, my boy's over here like in shock. He was Ghostface. Like, he's like, we did nothing. And I know sometimes kids can be a certain way and stuff like that, but I think especially like when they didn't even do anything, I think that throws them off even a little more, because it's not like they were like talking smack or something, or they were even jaywalking at that. No, come over here. And you know, he's 14. That's the first time a gun was pulled on him, and like that's pretty wild. And really, I mean, I'm being nice to people around me, but like it pissed me off, because I already know it's some punk ass bitch that's not gonna fight with his hands. And he probably only felt empowered because his boys were with him. You know, like, I don't know, just some stuff that I ain't gonna say, because I would say that's some gay ass shit, but there's plenty of actual gay motherfuckers that are not the level of bitch that people like them are. So I can't even say that, because fucking there's guys that are super fruity that would never do some punk shit like that, that would handle their own shit, if anything. So I don't even know what to call it. There's a name for it, but I don't know what to call it. But you know, everybody's okay and everything. It just gets my blood boiling a little bit, because over and above all, I care about the safety of my family, and then I care about the safety of just all innocent souls out there. It doesn't matter if you're, if it's human, cat, dog, squirrel, you know. So I think in general, because I feel like when I see a life that doesn't value a life, it's like I value that life less myself, because I think life's just a beautiful, pure thing, and I think if you don't got the respect for other life, maybe you don't deserve what you have. So I mean, there's different levels, you know, but you only respecting yourself and your community and everything so much when you're rolling for it deep, you know, looking for trouble with people. So that's like my only thing. But I can't talk shit to the guy, because they always be hiding behind a mask, and they only pop out when they want to be on some bullshit, and they don't be popping out, right? You know, waiting to get the smoke themselves. They only do it when they ready. So I'm over here just going on a rant, but just kids taking advantage of animals, sweet souls. Like, it just makes me mad. It used to be, I'm getting a call.